We're just a few days away from WWE Elimination Chamber. We're going to talk about some major potential surprises, also potentially a working relationship with NWA. Could it actually be happening? We're going to talk about this right here on the Ango Show. Yes. Welcome back to TAS. Don't forget, we do got a giveaway at 100,000 subscribers. So if you guys are interested in possibly winning a replica belt from WWE shop, then this is the chance for you. Go ahead and click subscribe. We're going to do a live stream once we hit 100,000 subscribers. It's going to be insane, going to be worth it. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to turn our attention first to TNA Wrestling. Josh Alexander. Now, this was a story that was floating around yesterday. And I want to think a little bit about this because I felt like it was really important for me to be very clear in my point. And I think I have the words that I want to say. I am very nervous for the future of TNA. And it's interesting that I'm nervous about TNA because I've mostly been an optimistic person when it comes to TNA. But now without Scott D'Amore, it seems like Anthem is being really weird. If somebody from Anthem is watching this video, I want you to understand that I am not the only person that feels this way. TNA announced that they have re-signed Josh Alexander. The thing is, that's not really the case. What really happened was that TNA extended the contract of Josh Alexander because he had an option that was picked up in his contract. Now, obviously, there's been reports about Josh Alexander. I believe Fightful even came out and said, look, Josh is a pro. He's going to finish the contract. He's going to do what he has to do. But this is not necessarily what he wanted to do. And then altogether, TNA had deleted their post about Josh Alexander and whether he re-signed or extended. The graphic had changed multiple times. That to me just seems weird, right? And here's why. There was something that came out initially about the Scott D'Amore report that was like Anthem trying to make it sound mutual, right? And that wasn't the case. They knew for a while that they were going to get rid of Scott D'Amore. It was not mutual. Scott D'Amore did not ask to leave the company, but that's the way Anthem positioned it. Now, fast forward to Josh Alexander's whole contract situation, and we find out that his option has been picked up and he's been extended. Not that he's re-signed with the company on his own terms like he wants to or something. That's problematic. That's shitty business. And in my opinion, that is not something I think should be done in the world of wrestling. Do not mislead your audience, and definitely do not make decisions that could have an impact on the morale of your locker room. And right now, you're hearing mixed stories of how people feel about TNA, and ultimately, all we want is for TNA to do well, and they were doing well. They had this momentum, and it just seems like everything's been stripped away. For what reason? I don't know what Anthem is trying to do here, but unless they put some serious money into the TNA brand, if they really do not position this company as a major third entity, then this company will always be a small wrestling company. And if they're okay with that, that's completely fine. But what we have seen in the last 6 years is Scott D'Amore literally take this company and save it from dying. And now all of a sudden there's multiple stories where you're just confused as to what the hell the actual company is doing now. So very strange situation. Hopefully Josh Alexander, hopefully he's happy there. I hope everybody there is happy, but I just feel like this is really weird. I want to turn our attention to NWA. So they finally came out with the press release. We finally know what's going down. Billy Corgan signed a deal with the NWA on the CW network. We knew that this was coming. Originally, it was rumored that it was going to be for the TV channel. Then the whole cocaine spot on the pay-per-view kind of turned that into a situation where the NWA doesn't want it on TV. I mean, look, there's a lot of mixed reports here, depending on which sources you believe and which credible, reporters are talking about it. I don't really care about any of that. What I care about is today. The NWA announced that the CW app will have NWA moving forward. And it's really dope that they have this. Obviously, it's a free way to access the NWA. If you're looking for a way to watch the NWA without logging on to YouTube or something like that, you can do that. I'm a big proponent in the CW, obtaining sports licenses, wrestling licenses. Obviously, they got NXT. Now they got NWA Power. It's really leading me to wonder whether or not NWA and WWE would work together. And just like I would say typically about NWA and the territory system, right? It's kind of what like WWE is trying to do with NXT, where the NXT global brand is built, and then you have NXT Europe and NXT this and NXT that. You have to wonder if there could be some sort of partnership that makes a lot of sense for NXT and the NWA. The NWA is trying to do some stuff kind of like the territories from back in the day. They want their champion to be a traveling champion, which as of right now, it's EC3. NXT kind of wants to become the same thing. There's a lot of synergies there. And the idea that they both could be partners because they're on the same, TV network, technically, then it would make a lot of sense for them to work together. I think Billy Corgan, to be honest, has made a lot of mistakes with NWA, but I will never discount what Billy Corgan has done with the NWA, because at the end of the day, it's another place for people to work, and it's another place that actually feels like a different type of promotion compared to AEW, WWE, MLW. And, I think NWA needs to be modernized. I think they're going to need to make a couple changes while still keeping the core values of the NWA. Now, with that being said, I feel like they could actually benefit a lot from working with NXT, and NXT could actually benefit from working with the NWA because of the fact that the NWA, WWE, there's a lot of history there. Especially with WWE doing stuff with Netflix, there's a lot of reasons for tape libraries and a lot of things that could be done together. So do I think they will work together? Inevitably, I think in the future they will. Would it make sense for NWA and the main roster to work together? Absolutely not. Would it make sense for a lot of people in the NXT Performance Center to go and work NWA to get experience? 100%. And also you got to factor in like Maddie Renkowski, right? Like she's working WWE, NXT now, but she came from NWA, and she's not the only one. So definitely something to pay attention to, something that I could see possibly happening. And now they're both on the same network. One is on the app, one is on live TV, but the fact that WWE will even allow this, it's a good thing for everybody involved. And that actually leads me to our final topic of today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE Elimination Chamber this upcoming weekend. Triple H arriving in Perth, Australia, hyping it up in a new video on social media. And basically, WWE Triple H, they're promising that this is going to be a monumental build to WrestleMania. This match, this pay-per-view, it's going to have a lot of major implications for WrestleMania. And you got to wonder, what is WWE actually planning? Well, WWE only has 4 matches. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, 2 chamber matches, and the tag team championship match. 4 matches. Then you have the incredible Grayson Waller effect. Obviously with Cody and Seth Rollins. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting a face-off. I genuinely believe we're getting the face-off with The Rock and Roman, Seth and Cody. They're going to use this event to blow up WrestleMania Night 1 with a tag team match. And it actually would be a great thing for WrestleMania to have The Rock wrestling. And if The Rock actually were to get pinned, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, The Rock got pinned at night 1 of WrestleMania, Roman didn't. That right there solidifies a reason for The Rock to turn on Roman Reigns. Night 2, and Cody finishing the story. I don't know how they're going to go about it, but clearly WWE has something really big up their sleeve. Triple H is hyping this up more than normal. WWE is hyping this up more than normal. This card is very condensed. There's a purpose for that. And the best part is, here in Eastern time zone, I got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch it all. It should be really fun. I'm super excited about it. I think this is the best type of this is like the best type of build for WrestleMania, right? Like you finish Royal Rumble, very exciting, some really good TV in between, then you get Elimination Chamber, and then on top of that, you do get the WrestleMania pay-per-view. And we're also at the stage too, where I just kind of want to throw this out there, but we're at the stage right now with Elimination Chamber. They are planning surprises. WWE has been very quiet about surprises, and they are intentionally lying to dirt sheets, and they're intentionally lying to people in the company to stop these surprises from being leaked. And that right there is a massive talking point that nobody's talking about, and that right there is very cool stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ango Show. I'll see you next time.